The way this league works, unfortunately, Carolina, is you do what the league tells you. I mean, you can imagine sort of the reaction had they said, we're not playing. I mean, then you're looking at a forfeiture, penalties, fines, disrupting some sort of broadcast schedule. You can't do that in the NFL. I mean, unfortunately, when they say we're going forward, you got to figure out how to make it work best for you. The separation of the more at-risk guys from the other guys, it's a measure. But ultimately, they all have to join back together with one another in a locker room, and they have to go play together out on the field. So it's a mitigation effort, but it's a mild one.
Nick, the Broncos locker room knows how serious this virus can be. Case in point, Von Miller described his personal experience battling coronavirus as frightening after he contracted it in mid-April. So what sense do you get of how nervous players are right now about having to travel and then play potentially a team with 3 positive tests right now?
Yeah, you mentioned Von Miller, also safety Kareem Jackson, tight end Andrew Beck. So they've had 3 different players who have had it with varying degrees of symptoms when they did. Jackson and Miller were in the summertime, and then Andrew Beck was diagnosed right before the intake period before training camp. So Von Miller being the leader that he was on this team, a lot of people went to him. A lot of players that had concerns going into the season talked to Von Miller about his experience and how they should kind of go about viewing the virus in the terms of playing football. And I think that was sort of what gave Denver, like a lot of teams, this idea that we have to do everything we can to avoid this virus.
You hear stories like the Titans being investigated for reportedly having players gathering outside of their team's facility last week for group workouts. Yes, that could be viewed as irresponsible, of course, with a virus that seems to spread as easily as it does. It could also be viewed, and I'm curious for your perspective as a player, as a thing of necessity. If you don't have a choice and you're considering the risk for potential injury on the field with how physically punishing football can be, I mean, what responsibility does the NFLPA have, the Players Association, to monitor this?
How do you not be a little bit concerned that I might go out and blow out a hamstring or, twist up a knee or something? There's some rigors that go into preparing your body. Working out alone at your house isn't that.